Hi there, I'm Professor Blackmore, and I want to welcome you to ProfessorBlackmore.com, where our goal is to empower results through real productivity. And if you haven't been here before, I'd like to ask that you please subscribe to my YouTube channel and click the bell so you won't miss any of my tips. And please also follow me on TikTok and Instagram. And today I'm coming back to you to discuss the bar examination, and more specifically, the February bar examination. Now, the first thing that I want to do is to let you know that study shows that to have a higher likelihood of success on the bar examination, you need at least 12 weeks of meaningful study. And from my perspective, over my time of working with law students in passing the bar examination, I find that you need a 12 to 16 week nonstop period of study. And when I say 12 weeks, I mean 12 weeks if you'll be studying full time. And when I say 16 weeks, I mean 16 weeks if you'll be studying part-time. And so let's take a look at the calendar so we can see what this all looks like. Now, when we look at this on our 2021-2022 calendar, we can see that if we start counting right now, and if you're going to be studying for the bar examination part-time, you need to start thinking about this right now. You start to count those weeks on the calendar, you can see that we're just rounding out. If you were to start on November the 8th, which is Monday, you would finish with having just at the 15-week mark when it's time to start taking the bar examination. And I'm talking about, for example, the California bar examination. All of the bar examinations are going to be taken, as you'll see a little bit later on, during the same period of time. But I want to say specifically, when we're looking at that February bar examination beginning on February the 22nd, if you start to count those weeks, you'll see you'll just have just about 15, 16 weeks if you start your study period on November the 8th, 2021. But for purposes of other bar examinations like the July bar examination or any other year February or July bar examination, these tips will be useful for any of those bar examinations that you may be studying for. If you're going to be studying for 12 weeks and you want to start just a little bit later, well, you still need to start thinking about some of the things I'm going to be talking about right now. And if you're going to take the bar examination, you need to make up in your mind right now today that this is what you're going to do. What I mean is that this is not a half-step kind of thing to do. Either you're going to do it or not. Don't play with it. And to get the most out of your 12 to 16 or more weeks of study, and to ensure that the content is meaningful and none of the time is wasted, you need a bar study calendar or schedule. And you need a bar study calendar or schedule because during this period of time, you cannot waste 1 minute of time. You have to wake up on time. You have to go to bed on time. You have to be here at this time. You need to be there at specifically that time. Everything has to be on point when it comes to time. So if you've made up in your mind that you're going to take this February bar examination, you got to be ready to say goodbye to Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's. And if you can't do that, then that means the February bar examination is not for you. And that means that you need to think about taking the July bar examination. Now, before you start to plan out your calendar or schedule, you need to do a deep research on what exactly is going to be covered on your state's Board of Law Examinations bar exam. And you want to have a clear understanding of how the examination will be administered and which parts of the exam will be covered on which days of the week. And the easiest way to do this is to start with the National Conference of Bar Examiners, or NCBE website. And you'll see when you get there that more and more states are moving to adopting what we call the Uniform Bar Examination, or UBE. So this is a good time to check the NCBE website to check the status of your state as it relates to the Uniform Bar Examination, or UBE. Now, whether your state has or has not adopted the UBE, you can still link directly to your state's Board of Law Examiners website directly from the NCBE website and confirm exactly what the components will be of your particular state's bar examination. So you want to gather information on the requirements for the Uniform Bar Examination, which includes the Multi-State Bar Exam, or the MBE, the Multi-State Essay Exam, or the MEE, and the Multi-State Performance Test, or the MPT. Now, here's a current map showing which states have currently adopted the UBE. Now, as you can see on this particular map, all of the states in orange have adopted the UBE. So that means on the same day in February, these particular states will all administer the same MBE, MPT, and MEE, or your multi-state bar examination, your multi-state essay examination, and your multi-state performance test, all on the same day, all using the same test examination materials. The states that are listed in this beige color are states like California that have not adopted the UBE, and they use their own components for testing. So let's use California as an example, and you can link directly to California straight from the NCBE website. Now, while these components of the examination administered by California, for example, which has not adopted the UBE, may have the same names as those components of the UBE, these are assembled by the California Board of Law Examiners, and they are not using the exact same testing materials that are used or that will be used during the testing period in the UBE states. So when you review this on the NCBE website, you can see that all of the components that will be used in the UBE states are not adopted in California, except for the multi-state bar examination, or the MBE. And another interesting point, as you can see, is that while California does use the MBE materials the same as the other UBE states, it does not allow someone to transfer in their MBE scores from another state. And so after reviewing the components of your respective bar exam, the next thing you want to do is to be extremely honest with yourself about any limitations there are on your daily time schedule. And if you're not a morning person, this is not the time to try to become one. And if you're a night owl, embrace it. But don't all of a sudden, for no reason that you can explain, fall asleep at 6 o'clock p.m. 3 nights in a row. You have to decide what you are and stick to it consistently for 12 to 16 weeks of study. And once the study period starts, there are no off days. Now, generally, you should not try to work while studying for the bar examination, especially if you're in a state like California that has not adopted the UBE. This is especially true for California, though. Now, with that in mind, if you must work, even if it is the California bar examination, it can be done, but you must stick to an extremely precise daily schedule. Now, with all of this in mind, you can now start to do some scheduling on your bar exam calendar or schedule. And here is my bar exam calendar for a 16-week period of study for someone who may be studying part-time. And here are some benchmarks you want to make sure are reflected on your calendar. Okay, so there you have it. And it's a lot to think about if you've been on autopilot up until now. Again, think very seriously about whether or not this is your time. Don't play with it. If you're not ready, wait for the July bar exam. But in the meantime, If you've enjoyed this video, please give me a big thumbs up and please share this video with your colleagues. And please also subscribe to my YouTube channel and click the bell so you'll be notified when I post new videos. And please also follow me on TikTok and Instagram.